This whole idea started when we kind of looked around and are like, is it really the time to bring children into this world? We decided that an act of optimism was to have children, and that optimism included giving the children the education they needed to kind of face the challenges of the future. So the first thing we did was we got a bus and we converted the bus. It runs on waste vegetable oil, solar energy, rainwater harvesting. It's a total mobile demonstration of sustainable living.
And we decided to go travel for a while, so we left.
And we visited different places, different communities, urban sustainability projects, national parks, state parks, and people actually rolled up their sleeves and made it the place they wanted to live. And so we decided there's no reason why we couldn't do that here. We had all the resources.
And we came back and we were living in the bus and we didn't have nowhere to park. So we ended up behind a friend's house.
And we got a temporary use of vacant land permit to do demonstrations of solar, of in-ground organic gardens, container gardens, rainwater harvesting, and that's what started our project.
And that's our mission, to create a better system that we can live and be at the same time sustainable.
People just needed to see how to do it.
So eventually we had to leave the property.
This developer came in. What was a valuable community asset was taken away.
They kick us out for nothing. And it keeps happening over and over again.
It seems like Miami values the money over the community.
This whole system is based on money. Anything that has to do with sustainability gets crunched by this system because it goes against all their agenda.
I think that the neighbors actually value that piece of land a lot, and they actually still go there and take food from there, and the children were the ones who really lost out when that space was taken away.
We need a change, There should be funding available for this type of projects.
When you support local, organic, urban farmers, you're actually supporting a return to the ecology, which means less fertilizers, less of those fungicides, less of those pesticides going into our waters.
Water is like the most essential thing that you could have, And Florida having this wealth in water. We have the biggest spring system in the world. And it's all being operated and owned by corporates that have no business doing here. How can an offshore company own 80% of our spring system and the rest of it is being polluted by all this sugar industry? That's just crazy.
I mean, the stewardship and the lack of in this part of the world is just gobsmacking.
They're setting us up.
Yeah.
For fracking, no? That's what they say.
They're setting us up for privatized water.
Every day is something different. Every day is something that has to do with the environment. It's crazy. One day is the nail, the other day is the green algae blooms, the next day is the sinkhole.
Yeah, the sinkhole jumped all that contaminated water into our aquifer.
And I don't see any government involvement trying to resolve all these issues.
I think that whole kind of way in which our country's been run is just fraudulent and a farce. And I think that people start to run, such as Jill Stein or Bernie Sanders, with optimism that system might actually work. And I do feel that when other political candidates speak, that is such a horse and pony show, and they are so condescending to us as a nation.
I'm just sad to see the other candidates, and neither of them have any ethical values or anything. They're just about the money.
I think that Jill Stein probably speaks to us as real people, and she addresses real issues.
She wants this Green Deal to create ethical green jobs. If you work 40 hours a week, you should be able to live comfortably. Her agenda is the only one that really focuses on the problems that we're facing here in South Florida.
And I think that Jill Stein has a realness to her, and when she says something like, let's take student debt down to zero, I think that would be really helpful. And I think there's not one person I don't know that their life wouldn't be changed by that. And I think that's really important because that's a real issue. Yeah. And she continuously pulls real issues out and talks about them in a realistic way.
People may say, well, you're causing I just have my ethics and my integrity, and I'm not gonna vote for somebody that I don't really believe in. And I feel like she's the only one there that can bring some kind of change.